What is up, my planting people? My name is Lithius and welcome to Roots Ready. This is a series all about plant care, plant guides and plant tips. And today we'll be looking at the Monstera Karstenianum or Monstera Peru. Now I hope I've done that justice. This plant is native to Latin America and as far as I understand, it hasn't been given a scientific name as of yet. This plant is perfect for any foliage lover out there who's in search for something a little bit different. It has these amazing textured leaves with dark green coloration in the grooves that run throughout. These leaves can get quite large, reaching up to 9 centimeters in length. This plant is a hemiepiphyte, which means that it is a climbing plant, and in the wild would tend to grow up the side of trees. So for best results, it would be preferred to grow it on a moss pole like I've got here. This plant can, however, be grown as a hanging basket, but just be aware that if you go down that route, you will tend to get smaller leaves as the plant progresses. This plant has been in my care since the end of summer. It is now the middle of winter, but in my experience, it has been quite a slow grower. This plant, like many other aeroids, requires a well-draining soil mix. I've got mine growing in pure bark over here, but it can be grown in regular soil mix with additional perlite, for example, for extra aeration. The Monstera Peru is a low maintenance plant, and with the right soil mix, watering it once or twice is sufficient. If you overwater this plant, it will lead to discoloration, yellowing leaves, which will ultimately fall off. The Monstera Peru is a forgiving plant and it can tolerate a wide range of humidity levels. That said, it is a tropical plant, so it would benefit from a gentle mist or being near a humidifier where possible. Because of its waxy, thicker leaves, the Monstera Peru can tolerate between 2 to 3 hours of direct sunlight. That said, too much exposure can risk burning your leaves, so for best results it is best placed in an area with bright indirect light. As we said before, this is a tropical plant and it grows best in temperatures between 16 to 25 degrees Celsius or 60 to 77 degrees Fahrenheit. The Monstera Peru is not a heavy feeder, but during the spring and summer months, which is the growing season, it's best to fertilize this plant once every month at a half dilution rate. During the winter, when the growing rate is much lower, I would recommend that you do not fertilize this plant at all, as the salt buildup in the soil can be quite harmful and burn the leaves. As we said before, this is a slow growing plant, so you'll be looking to repot this plant every 2 to 3 years. It's always really key to know the toxicity levels of any plant that you care for. This plant, like with many other Monstera, is toxic if ingested, so definitely keep this plant away from children or from pets. This plant can be easily propagated by stem cutting, but bear in mind that it is a slow grower, slower than most other Monstera, so it will take a little bit longer to root. So that was a quick video on how to care for your Monstera Peru. If you have this plant or if you're planning to get it, I would love to hear about your experience in the comments below. And for more videos and more care tips, then hit that subscribe button and follow my Instagram page @RootsReady to stay up to date. Thank you so much and keep planting.